A VPN, short for Virtual Private Network, is a privacy protection tool that is quickly becoming a must-have. But why do you need a VPN, and how does it work in the first place? A VPN helps your data travel through the internet safely, without big companies or cybercriminals being able to spy on your online activities. Also, a VPN swaps the real location of your device with a new one. This way, you can virtually travel to any country around the globe. So, who can benefit from a VPN? If you're worried about your online privacy, a VPN makes sure your identity and private information are not exposed when you go online. If digital security is your top priority, a VPN gives a nice additional layer of security. It encrypts your data so nobody could see what you send and receive. If you are a human rights activist whose freedom of speech is restricted, a VPN helps you to bypass censorship and speak to the world. Or, if you're on holiday in another country, with a VPN, you can bring your home entertainment anywhere you go. Here's a pro tip: check out Surfshark VPN. It has everything you need in a premium VPN, awesome speeds, and industry-leading protection that covers all of your devices. All you have to do is click connect. Secure your digital life and enjoy everything good that the internet has to offer with a VPN you can trust.
Click link in the description and get 81% discount for your first order. Creating a copyright notice. Make your logo sufficiently creative. You can't use copyright to protect names, colors, or existing works of others. For example, you can't copyright familiar symbols or typographical ornamentation. To qualify for copyright protection, your logo must be sufficiently original and creative that it could qualify for a copyright as an artwork. For example, the NFL Baltimore Ravens were able to get copyright protection for the image of a raven, which was found to be sufficiently creative. You also can't copy someone else's logo, so research whether the logo has already been used as a trademark on goods in commerce or registered. Search the U.S. Copyright Office website. Include logo as a search term. You may also search state, federal, international, and private databases for trademarks having specific characteristics that might match your proposed logo. The vast majority of copyright owners do not actually register their ownership. Affix the copyright symbol. The copyright symbol is the letter C within a circle, like this C. You can also type copyright or copper. Include the symbol on the logo or right beside it. Copyright notice on works published in the USA has been completely optional since 1989. Add the date of publication, if applicable. Use the date your logo was first created or published. For example, if you created the logo in 2015, then use that date. If you haven't used the logo yet, be sure to write unpublished work before the copyright symbol. Identify who holds the copyright. The creator of the logo artwork initially owns the copyright. They may have transferred their rights to others. Include the name of the copyright holder. You can also use an abbreviation or generally known alternative designation. Unless your business owns the copyright, use your legal name. A complete copyright notice will read like the following: Copyright 2017 Jill Anderson. If the logo was unpublished, then the notice will read Unpublished work, copyright 2017 Jill Anderson. Consider registering your copyright. As the copyright holder, you can prevent other people from reproducing your logo or distributing or displaying copies of the logo to the public. However, you must register your U.S. copyright on a U.S. work with the U.S. Copyright Office in the Library of Congress before you can bring a lawsuit for illegal copying infringement in a U.S. court. This requirement applies to U.S. copyrights. Copyright on foreign works may be enforceable in the U.S. courts, not to mention in other countries, without having to be registered in the USA according to multilateral treaties. Even if you do not register your copyright, you may have other enforceable rights, such as trademark priority, and you may use a DMCA takedown request to stop others who are using your copyrighted works online in the USA. Registering your copyright. You'll need to create a user ID and password before you can register online. You must submit copies of your logo artwork to the Copyright Office as part of your application. Generally, You can do this online, though you may have to mail copies to the office instead, using cross-references to your online filing. Complete instructions are provided with the form. If you have a question, call 202-707-3000 or toll-free at 1-877-476-778. Submit your application electronically or by mail or by courier. Make a copy of your application and submit it along with your deposit copy to Library of Congress, U.S. Copyright Office, 101 Independence Avenue, SE, Washington, D.C. 20559. If your logo has been published, include 2 deposit copies. Only 1 copy of an unpublished logo is required. The fee schedule changes regularly, so check the copyright website to find out the current fee. Make your check or money order payable to Register of Copyrights. All payments must be in U.S. dollars. You won't be notified when your mailed paper application has been received. Send its certified mail return receipt requested if you want written notification. In contrast, once the online application has been submitted, the office automatically issues an email confirming that the application has been received. You will be notified if the copyright examiners find problems with your application, and you will generally be allowed a limited time in which to reply to such notices. Receive your certificate of registration. Generally, it can take 6 months or longer for your application to be processed. Electronic submissions are processed about 2 months faster. If you filed electronically, you may also use your application number to check its status periodically using the Electronic Copyright Office portal. Protecting your logo as a trademark. A trademark is a phrase, word, symbol, design, or combination that identifies the source of goods or services, and distinctive logos may qualify. Trademark protection isn't as broad as copyright protection. For example, trademark rights won't prevent other people from using something similar to your logo if they are selling different goods or services. You may also want to search state trademark registrations as well as various privately operated databases for non-registered trademarks related to your field of use. You or your trademark attorney may also hire a professional search firm to produce a clearance search report. Even identical brands might be allowed in use or registration if they are used to mark different and unrelated goods or services. In that situation, the similar marks won't create confusion in the mind of the consumers. For example, Delta is used by both Delta Airlines and Delta Faucets. By itself, such a common brand, in use by many others, is considered weak. Pay particular attention to any registrations or pending applications you find in the same classification of any of your goods or services. You should be extremely careful to clear your logo to the best of your ability before filing a federal trademark application. Anyone finding your application online can immediately sue you if they feel your brand is confusingly similar to theirs and that your use may damage their rights, even if theirs is not already registered. Apply for trademark protection. The USTO prefers that you register your trademark online using the Trademark Electronic Application System TEAS. You can pay the fee, upload a drawing and a specimen of actual use of your logo online. There is a tutorial available to walk you through the process. Under U.S. trademark laws, you aren't required to register your trademark. Instead, you can gain substantial trademark rights by using the logo in connection with the packaging and marketing of goods or services. However, there are many advantages to registration. It provides the public with notice that you claim ownership of the trademark, and you may need to register in the USTO before you can sue in federal court. Federal registration gives you a presumption of nationwide priority over others who might start using similar brands after your official filing date. State registration gives you priority over confusingly similar brands later used within that jurisdiction, if not beyond. At the very least, a state or federal trademark registration will more quickly turn up when others are searching for similar brands in the process of verifying clearance for their own newly proposed logos. A federal registration opens the door to simplify filings for further international registrations, if that is something you may need in the future, using the Madrid Protocol. Trademark registration fees are generally tied. The current list of filing fees is available online at the USTO. State trademark registration fees are generally much less than the USTO fees, and processing is usually much simpler and faster than federal registration. Use the appropriate designation. Once you have received federal registration for the trademark, then include the federal registration symbol, the letter R inside a circle, R. However, if you haven't registered it in the USTO yet, then use either TM for a trademark or SM for a service mark. Use your logo consistently in connection with the marketing of your goods or services. If you don't, you can lose your trademark rights. Do not use or on goods or services that fall outside the scope of the description included in your federal registration. Do not submit an application specimen showing you are illegally using or on your logo prior to registration. Receive your registration and maintain it in good standing. After your application passes initial review for registrability, the USTO will publish your trademark and description of goods and services in the Weekly Official Gazette. If there is no public opposition filed within 30 days, your registration will be issued and you will receive your certificate. Because of the high volume of applications, it might take a year or more to receive approval, even if no opposition is filed. Whether registered in a state or in the USTO, your registration will require filing periodic maintenance fees to keep the registration active. In the USTO, the first maintenance fees and declarations of continued use are due 5 years after your registration is granted. Renewal fees occur every 10 years in the USTO, but may be annual or every 5 or 10 years in the various states. Even if you let your registration lapse, you may retain your other non-registered rights for as long as you continue to use your logo and protect it from misuse by others. If your product line expands, you should consider filing for additional registrations to cover those goods or services if you want the benefits of registration. The filing fees are generally the same, whether you file separately for each class of goods or file for registration of all classes in one application.